So first of all, I didn't have this last year. I did this all on my kitchen table last year. My house was a little bit messy. So this year I've got a compost tray thing on my table out in my like little plastic she shed that I have here. And I have a sieve here. So I am going to sieve my compost because I want to get out all of the big lumps and bumps when we're sowing seeds. It's really important that they don't bump into either huge air pockets or huge lumps of soil, which means that they won't grow as well. So I'm going to sieve my compost into here before I put it into my trays. So here's my compost. I stocked up before lockdown, thanks to my local garden centre. And so this is what I use, peat-free compost. Okay, so peat-free wherever you can, guys, please, please, please. I have plenty of that. And then I have, because now I know how many seed trays I need, I have got my seed trays out. So I like, personally, I've used all sorts of things, but I like using this variety of seed sowing modules, because what this means is I put them in a tray without any holes on the bottom. I sow my seeds into these modules, which means that I don't have to prick them all out. I'm going to put one seed in each module. There'll be a couple of exceptions and I'll explain where. But I'm going to put one seed in each module. I'm only going to grow a handful of each one, as per my plan. And then it means that I can tip water, I can pour water into the bottom of here and allow the seeds to, the soil to soak the water up from the bottom while the first time I water them. But also it means that once any of these germinate, because I'm going to put these, I'm going to start these off inside my house, right? I am clearing a big chunk of the kitchen out and I am claiming it for seeds. And it just means that when they germinate, I can lift this strip up, right? I'll sow all the same seeds in that strip and I'll be able to lift that out and put it outside into the greenhouse as soon as it germinates. What I don't want is, because I'm doing a mixture of different seeds in each tray, what I don't want is a load of these going crazy and these ones haven't germinated yet. And do you put them out? Do you keep them in? What do you do? And so this way I can hoik out the successful ones and give the others, because all the seeds will take different amounts of time to germinate. Some will take weeks and some will take just a matter of days. So best I can, I've kind of kept like with like, but again, I'm learning, so I don't know. But this way it means that I've got a choice. The other thing, I mean, you can be sowing in yogurt pots, you can be sowing in old milk bottles, you can be sowing in all sorts of different ways, right? But I've just got all my trays here and I've cleaned them all, so they're like sparkling new. So I know there's no disease or pests or anything like that in these. They are brand new. Well, they're not brand new, actually. I've used them loads of times, but they look as good as new and they are ready to go. And then the other thing that I'm using is this. Oh, and they've all got lids, propagator lids. If you don't have propagator lids, which we just pop over the top to keep them nice and humid and warm while they're germinating. If you don't have any of those, you can use, just clear plastic bags if you want to instead, to just keep that warmth and moisture in your seeds. And then I'm going to use this seed tray because, well, mainly because I want to show you guys like what it means to do pricking out. When they're seedlings, what you'll find when you sow here is you get more like a whole load of seedlings all growing in one mass of soil, and you need to, when they get their first two true leaves, we're going to prick them out and pot them on into their own little pots, right? So they've got room to grow independently of the other seeds. So when you sow them like this, you will have to prick them out. When you sow them like this, if you manage to get one per module, you might have to pot them on before they go out into the garden, most of them in March. But you'll have like a big chunky seedling to pot on rather than a tiny little baby one, which you'll have here. I love pricking out. I don't know, I just find it really relaxing. So I like having seeds that I need to prick out, but it's your personal preference, right? I sowed all in seed trays like this and pricked out last year. This year, at the end of last year and this year, I've started being more fond of these, but just play around and see what works for you. Literally, it could be an old food tray. It doesn't need to be anything fancy at all, right? Just something that has got drainage holes in the bottom so the water can soak out. Always really important, because you don't want them getting waterlogged and your seeds then rotting. So it just needs to be some kind of plastic with a hole in the bottom. So I've got my labels, I've got my seeds, I've got my compost, I've got my trays. I'm ready to go. Okay, so what I've done is I've got my seed trays here and I've filled them up with compost. And then you just want to, if I do that, knocking the camera over, tap them like that, so that there's no, you know, there's no air pockets in the soil, right? And the soil will kind of fall down more into the gaps created. You might need to top it up with a bit more compost, right? So you've got your seed tray like this.